Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I remain humble in the presence of spirit. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with, we should call this now current events, and deals with current events. Disclaimer: all cases, names, people are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Disclaimer: all numbers used in this case pertain to the case and context specifically and bears no resemblance to similar or same numbers you may have in your date of birth. Numbers coming out and words coming out a bit funny because there has been a new development up on the Capitol Hill there. New development coming in Gaza, according to President Trump. And of course, Netanyahu right beside him, tickling his balls. We're going to look at the date in which this presser was given. We're going to look at the day before and the day after, just to get a sense of these two, let's say for generic purposes, world leaders. Trump boldly, and for whatever reason, I woke up in the middle of godforsaken what hour, and the presser was about to start. After a very long while of not being there, and then they finally arrive and the presser begins, Trump blurts out once again. A good example of blurts out or things he shouldn't say. We have the presence of the sixes on February the 4th. When that kind of happens, things tend to... So in other words, what they were discussing behind the scenes was unfiltered, revealed to the world. Donald Trump, supported by and very supported during the presser, Netanyahu, they are going to redevelop Gaza because the current state of Gaza is unfit for human dwelling. But hold on a minute, they're not proposing to rebuild what they've destroyed. They are proposing to do, let's say for argument's sake, seaside villas for all those international tourists wanting to come to the new Israel, Gaza, the new Israel, going to be redeveloped into platinum golf courses, platinum housing developments. And the reporter goes, are you telling me all the people, the Palestinians, are to leave Gaza? Trump's response: they can go to Jordan. Hell, they can even go to Egypt. So there are plans, by the sounds of it, to redevelop Gaza. I tread lightly. So let's have a look and see what is going on. So day before, while they were tickling each other's balls, we have a 5 in the middle of the day. Now you can imagine for one moment, and I don't mean disrespect to any genders, but I'm just giving an example. I'll repeat it. I don't disrespect any genders. I'm just giving an example. You have old ladies sitting in a circle drinking tea, and it's gobbledy, 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 gobbledy the whole day, right? So it's speaking shit the whole day. They go out and then the shit begins. Now we have the same thing here. We have these old men sitting together, gobbledy, 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 licking each other's asses, 14-5. Speaking bullshit, 5. Arrogance. We will show them, we crush them. 14.5 is Israel's number. 14.5 is also Palestine's number, because their independence and separation, there's a whole story behind that, is a 14.5. And a 14.5 says there was human interference in those independent states, by the way. Human interference in the independence days, by the way. So the day before, afternoon, evening, before the presser, drinking their scotch and brandies and whatever they drink, and tickling each other, we see a whole lot of gobbledy 14.5 going on. So day of the presser, 4. If you were ever wondering if you were going to be included in the discussion of the new development of Gaza, you are wrong, because we have a 4 at the start of the presser day, and that is by instruction. Therefore, we can deduce within this 14.5 human male intervention, you can say even, a decision has been made. A decision has been made. So when we hear on the presser of this proposed idea, 4 is an instruction, decision has been made. Blurb it out, blurb, 6, 15.6, 6, blurb. Oh, by the way, if you thought you had a choice in the matter, you are wrong, because a decision has already been made. 15.6. You know, it took me, let's say, by 30 minutes after hearing all of this, 30 minutes, by maximum, let's say, 30 minutes after. If we turn the optics to what we would call Palestine and all affiliated organizations, groupings, and countries, their take might have been very, very different on this one. I tread lightly. $15.6. So what has just gone by in the past 2 years, is it 2 years or 1 year, with the Gaza war, brings around displacement, 15.6, displacement of settlements, displacement of housing. It says it, yeah. It's gonna. That's what they're saying. It's there. The only difference is once we get into the 369, and just as an example, while we're on the settlement issue, and I'm not talking the money settlement, I'm talking land, where people are going to live, where they currently live. 22.4 in the +6 here is referring to that particular land, Gaza, as he calls it, a piece of strip or whatever, Gaza. 22.4, landfall, there's the land there. What has been proposed, this goes without saying, but I'm just showing you in the numbers, is we have an 11.2, an illegal, just in what he said is illegal. But be that as it may, we have a 13.4, ringing the changes, new beginnings. Who's gonna benefit from those new beginnings? As mentioned in the drive-through Christmas Eve, Germany, I believe. Remember that one? We spoke about the 12.3 community And we spoke about the 21-3 community. Now, the 21-3 community is living on this land, 22-4. And the reason why I say Palestine is represented by 21-3 is because it's been suppressed and pushed into that corner of the world, right? That's what it's saying. The unseen potential going on in the background here is you either can move or it's going to be taken. So there's going to be, I don't know, is it possible that they could even consider giving Palestinians the option, right? If you leave today, you've got your apartment is ruined anyway. We'll give you $1,000. Go start a new life in Egypt. That is like 15.6. Or the option is we'll bring in the bulldozers anyway the next day. So you got a choice. Is that what's going to happen? Is that how the new casino resort is built? Interesting to note, the presser in the intention, we find a portal sequence, all nines. If the past year or so wasn't enough murder and mayhem. Universe showing, hold on, problem here. So yeah, we got another signal of a problem. We had the 11-2, unlawful. Now we got a 7. An injustice or death of innocence is upon us once again. What was the throwaway line by Netanyahu? He goes, do you know the guy comes out after the plea deal or the ceasefire? We're going to do this again. And we're going to make it worse than the first one. This is what Netanyahu is saying about the Palestinians. They're going to come again. And this time bigger, according to his response. So their solution is just to clean it up. Get rid of everything on that land and build casinos. So by the looks of things, if we look in the intention, in the +1, there's a 19-10-1 in play here. It's like the next day, the message comes through, right? So 8, communication. Communications come through. Who's ever watching on their telescreen or mobile phone on the other side of the world, okay, message loud and clear, sir. 10-1 for the greater good. Greater good of the 10-1. 19-10-1 is in play. Just when you thought it was safe to come back home. And then Trump, I see there's comments now, or there's an instruction left by him that if he gets taken out by Iran or any of their affiliates, is to go in and annihilate them. Now, wars is the 14-5 here, 14-5 the day before. We see the outcome in the +9 the day before, confirmed 14-5. So we've got a double 14-5, and there'll be a group, a larger international group, 23-5 joining. there is a collective involved by the looks of things, by some kind of agreement already. If you thought you had a say in the matter, you have just been informed when this presser went out. So unfortunately, one can only imagine what the so-called opposition party would be doing around about this time. Would they be fast-tracking any plans that they had in the pipeline anyway? I think this is going to be quite the presidency for the next 4 years. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are about the new developments in Gaza as outlined by Mr. Trump there. And, wow, poking the bear. All right, peace and light. See you in the next one. Bye for now.